Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Fantactics podcast. It was an amazing weekend, but if you're an investor, the doings in Germany and the doings in Spain would have really upset your investments. But hey, that's football for you, and that's why we love the game. I'm back in the studio with my one and only co-host, Sabubu El Kun. Sabubu.
You know what? It's obvious that the top three teams in Germany conspired to throw away their games. I'm not saying what you think,
yes.
But how can Bayern be leading by 2-0 and lose their match 3-2? Borussia Dortmund lost at home, and Bayern Leverkusen they lost at home. That means the three big teams in Germany lost their home matches.
All games, that you would have expected they'll pick up maximum points, and it was a loss. And I told you, where I watch football, I have a lot of investors, around me. That investors say, so now just like this, they just carry razor. That's the word you use. Oh, well, congratulations to you. If you escaped the razor blade in Germany, you might not have escaped the one in Spain. Atletico also dropped points. They had the chance to go top of La Liga because Barcelona's game was postponed due to a death of or the loss of one of their medical staff. But they bundled it again.
The weekend started in such a way that the signs were there, but people were not seeing it. City lost at Forest.
No, that was expected.
It was not really expected.
I expected it.
That was
I called it. And of course, you said you expected a City win or draw.
I agree City will draw.
Come on.
The truth of the matter is City are not as bad as the way we think.
Nobody's saying they are that bad. But come on, this is Nottingham Forest. They are punching above their weight. They are confident, compact, and they score goals.
They have a better squad. To show you, let me add insult to injury. When Nottingham Forest played Arsenal,
I
remember the coach saying that he had to set up in such a way that Arsenal did not have a striker, but he didn't want to take chances against them.
Yeah.
And even the chances they had was a mistake by the Arsenal defenders. And Arsenal did not have strikers. So imagine a City that came with a complete squad.
Yeah.
That's why I felt in fact, Pep is just trying his best to just get to the top four and probably win the FA Cup if he can.
Yeah, I think he can't wait for the season to end, but I know he's not the only one. Arteta is probably also probably just praying that the season gets done with and he can move on with his business. But like I said, I kind of feel like people are not rating or they are not giving Nottingham Forest the respect they deserve. Those guys have done an amazing job with the way they play. I know City had a lot of chances. They pressed hard. They had attempts. They were sniffing around. But you have to respect the way Nottingham Forest went about their business. If you look at the game, you see that they had more chances to win it than City. And, well, Ederson did his best, but at last, he had to consider the near post. Another reason why they'll be looking for a goalkeeper in the summer.
Because he was the cause of that goal.
Yeah. Not really the cause, but he could have done better.
He was the cause.
Well, some say the cause, some say the blessing, but that was part of, the games in the weekend. Some other clubs picked up, much needed points in the likes of Chelsea. Tottenham drew with Bournemouth. Not
that particular game, I feel Bournemouth allowed them back in that game.
Well, Tottenham are such a side that on a good day they should be unplayable. They come at you, in waves. But they are such a fragile side this season, and it's a shame where they are playing, how they are playing, and where they are on the table. But they came back, which is a credit to them. 2 goals, a penalty. Both of them, you could lay the blame at the feet of the goalkeeper again. Kepa, let in another goal, and then, he caused the penalty and was beaten from the spot.
Liverpool had their routine 3-1 victory, even if they were behind at the initial stage
for
of
a
the match.
moment.
As it stands, they need 6 victories in the next 9 matches to be crowned champions. That is it. They need 6 victories.
Sabubu, do you see any drama happening in that regard?
There's something I always tell people that, and I say it in the WhatsApp group I am, that I said it before I watched it on Sky Football Extra. If Arsenal had all their attackers, well, we won't be having this discussion here. But the truth of the matter is, when 4 people that contributed to over 60 goals in your team are not playing, you don't expect. If at the same miracle they are second, I'm wondering why they are still second, to be honest with you. We saw what happened to City when they started losing players, the way they fell. It was something that shocked everybody. Arsenal has lost the Premiership. Now, the good thing about teams that play in the Champions League, where I give it to Liverpool when they didn't win the Premiership for a long time. In the Champions League, the matches are a bit slower.
Yeah.
So the English team can easily control the tempo. That's why I say English teams do a lot better in the Champions League, apart from when they tend to meet the Barcelonas and the Real Madrid. Those two teams are the ones that give the English team problems in Champions League. Other teams hardly give them problems. You understand what I'm saying? Because how can an Arsenal that cannot score goals go to PSG to score 7 goals?
Score 7 goals. It's crazy. And we were expecting a PSV win or draw, due to the fact that the attack was not in good shape.
The same thing with PSG.
Yeah, everybody expected the Liverpool.
Did you see the headlines in France?
PSG.
They said the headline was it was robbery. That's what they said.
Yeah, the word that has been brandished around is smash and grab.
Yeah, because Liverpool had no business even joining that match. Anderson made 10 saves in that match.
Yeah, very wonderful.
So if he had not made those 10 saves, it would have been 10 something.
Yeah, we would have been talking about a different result. Like you said, Brighton picked up a win against Fulham at home. Brentford lost to Aston Villa at home. Wolves drew with Everton, and that was on Saturday. In Italy, there was some, a little bit of excitement, although Inter picked up their results. AC Milan also won, finally. Torino drew with Parma, and Como drew with Venezia.
I still wonder how Marseille can pick up victories.
It's crazy. That's
the kind of squad they have and the kind of coach
that's another.
They lost at home to Lens.
Yes, they lost, and it's crazy because you look at that team and the talent they are packed with. They'll be playing PSG next. Only Lord knows what is going to happen to them because PSG are on top form and they are probably angry. And depending on what happens in their return fixture at Anfield,
that match to me is going to be bloody.
Depending on what happens, they might still bear the brunt of the frustration of that Champions League. So yes, so either way, it's not going to be a good day at the office for them.
Let's talk about Sunday fixtures.
Yeah,
Chelsea managed to get a win, a laboured win, which it didn't make sense to me.
No, when you say it didn't make sense, I think we are kind of, those relegation teams sometimes can be difficult. Look at Southampton. Earlier in the season, they would have folded over, gotten, a 5-6 goal loss against Liverpool. So against Arsenal, against Manchester City, against Liverpool, narrow wins against Leicester because they try to be compact. They are trying to fight for their pride. But Chelsea will take the result either ways. And I think they needed that victory.
With 2 points ahead of City. So City now are in danger of not qualifying for the Champions League.
Although due to the coefficients and the performances in the Champions League lately, England might likely get a 5th Champions League spot.
They will get the spot if at least 2 English teams gets to the semi-finals of any of the competitions.
Yeah, so we are backing them. It's likely going to happen.
The normal classic in England, which used to be a classic, is now more like a more formality. Manchester United versus Arsenal.
Yeah. This week we have had to talk a lot about goalkeeping performances, and that was a wonderful one from both goalkeepers. But I mean, David Raya was head and shoulders above everybody else on the pitch. Sabu. So talking about that goalkeeper, you feel if you were someone else, what would have happened? Those were big saves from Raya.
Well, the game initially was dragging initially. It was dragging until Trossard gave away that free kick. and the positioning of Raya was
suspect for the goal.
It was a good free kick, take it or leave it. Most keepers would likely break their waist to save that ball. But you know, Man U controlled that game after that goal. But second half, you know, the normal Arsenal, they came at them.
Yeah.
And I still say it, if Arsenal had a killer striker, some things would be buried much earlier, because they are like Chelsea that create chances. They create a lot of tons and tons and tons of chances, but they just need someone to just
dispatch.
Imagine Arsenal had an Erling Haaland of 2 seasons ago playing in that team. Or
even this season. Forget about 2 seasons ago. No, Haaland is still an excellent striker in a labouring team.
You know, he's either here or there, and maybe his role might have changed this season.
A little bit.
Alvarez really helped him to achieve the heights he got to.
No, Alvarez was for a few games when De Bruyne was not around. So Haaland is Haaland.
Alvarez doesn't need to score goals, but there's a way other players will play for that team and you'll be scoring.
I don't think it's just Alvarez.
That's why
the whole team, the defense, everything seems to not be working.
You know, there are times that a team is terrible, but the striker is striking.
Haaland is still striking. He's still striking, but will he get the ball? Anyways, kudos to Manchester United.
He's not as potent as he used to be.
Of course, kudos to Manchester United. I mean, you see performances like this and you wonder, where has my club been? It's not my club, it's Manchester United fans that are saying that one. So they are wondering where their club has been. It was a spirited performance.
It was 1-1, and I don't know if they moved on the log. That's another thing again.
Okay, please, can we at least take something positive from this? We are trying to find a positive.
But the performance of the weekend is Atlanta against Juventus.
Wow, an annihilation.
They did an Italian job on Juventus.
Indeed.
At their own stadium.
I mean, you watch those.
I felt sorry for Thiago Motta. You
watch the game, and you kind of feel like it could have been more.
Yes.
If not for the performance of the Juventus goalkeeper, the Gregorio, it would have been more.
Did you see how angry he was?
He had to be. It seems the defense was just opening up at will for Atalanta, but it just sets up a very exciting title race in Italy, where 3 teams are closely poised, hugging each other at the top of the table. And I think Atlanta will be playing Inter Milan next. So, I mean, it's going to
be... now, Napoli won against Fiorentina.
Yeah.
Napoli are on top, 1 point ahead of... No, Inter on top, 1 point ahead of Napoli.
Of Napoli and
Atlanta is back in the race, 58 points. So Juventus is there to consolidate on the 4th place.
So it's going to be exciting in Italy. Of course, not just in Italy. The title race, apart from France, where they have PSG and the rest of or PSG and others. PSG and others. It's interesting everywhere, and that's why we love football. We go for a short break, and when we come back, we are going to be diving into what happens this week in the Champions League, the Europa League, Conference League, and other leagues. Don't go anywhere.
The Champions League is back. The round of 16 return legs. Barca would have to play. Even after the death of one of their medical staff. They are the ones that are starting the matches.
Yeah.
Barcelona against Benfica. First leg ended
slender 1-0. 1-0 lead.
So it's all to play for. Barcelona versus Benfica. Then another match, and I feel it's more like a procession, is Bayern Leverkusen versus Bayern Munich.
I mean, it was surprising the way Leverkusen just.
Bayern went.
They just. No, I don't think it was. Bayern were not that excellent. Let's be honest, but Leverkusen were appalling. That's just the word for it.
They have been appalling all season.
They haven't. No, not all season. I mean, Bayern has not been able to get a win over them in some time. But to, capitulate in that manner, it was really strange.
It's not about Bayern getting a win over 2 legs in the league. It's about a team being consistent. Remember, they are defending champions of the league. And what I just feel is Bayern came into this season for Bayern Leverkusen and nothing more. You understand?
Yeah.
They didn't have the chance in the league. But in the biggest stage they
got the win when it mattered.
Them
so, I think Bayern didn't embarrass Leverkusen as much as Leverkusen embarrassed themselves, and it's unfortunate. They'll be playing for pride in this second leg, but I mean, let's see how that goes for them. I don't see a way back for them from this in this fixture, but it is football. Anything can happen. It's just 3 goals. So if Bayern could take 3 goals, they can also take 3 goals. So let's see what they can do. But what if you said you were going to predict that? What would you predict?
I'll predict 1 goal in the match.
1 goal. Both teams to score for me.
You know why? I'll tell you why I predict 1 goal.
Yeah.
As it is, Bayern will just try to control the game, right?
Yeah.
Most people might want to play 3 goals to come out in the match, and you'll be surprised just 1 or 2 goals will come out. Because Bayern's own is just control the game, play on the counter attack if they want to.
Yeah.
Because Leverkusen will likely be the team doing all the
attack. And in their quest to, overturn the deficit, they'll be open at the back. So likely, both sides to score. Barcelona, Benfica, how about that? Barcelona win or draw. All right. So we have Inter Feyenoord.
That match, as far as I'm concerned, is a done deal. I don't see how Feyenoord want to come back into that match, because I watched the first leg and Inter were the one just running the show. It's like Inter were like the home team and Feyenoord were like the away team.
And we said they had gotten a win over AC Milan, so they'll be excited about their chances, but there was no chance.
Then Liverpool PSG.
Now that's the cream de la cream fixture.
You want me to be honest with you?
Yeah.
I have nothing against Liverpool.
Yeah.
But for the first time, I saw a French team play like a mixture of English and Italian team that day.
You didn't add German, because I kind of feel like the pressing.
The pressing was there in the sense that they didn't allow Liverpool breathe in that match. I saw a Liverpool that I just told myself, Liverpool are going to win the Premiership when virtually all the teams are weak this season.
But that's not their fault.
It's not their fault. Because if
it's not their problem.
It happened to them last season. So, the luck of not having injuries is fantastic for any team. Yeah. Take it from me. If you play with the same team and you can just rotate 1 or 2 and you are still getting the same result, it's very, very good.
Yeah.
But there's some players in that Liverpool squad that have not even played yet this season. Because they're not getting games. The other players are firing and the coach just says, okay.
Don't want to change it too much.
And he feels this is my chance to win this.
Yeah. So going into that Champions League fixture now, what do you think? What do you see?
There are going to be goals in that match. Trust me, there are going to be goals.
Okay.
There are going to be goals in the sense that Paris will play the way they played against Liverpool.
Yeah.
Yes, Liverpool now has the Anfield crowd. That is like the 12th man for them. Or whatever. I look at both teams to score. Who will qualify, I can't say.
I'll still back Alisson to be very important, but with a 1-0 lead, I'll back Liverpool to qualify. So it's a Liverpool win or draw for me. PSG are going to be exciting as usual. They are going to huff and puff. But, Liverpool showed the side of them that we have not seen a lot this season. And I'm not saying grinding out 1-0 wins. I'm talking about, getting the result even when, you have been dominated, and teams rarely dominate Liverpool. So I'll back them. Liverpool win or draw for me.
And Wednesday fixtures, Lille versus Borussia Dortmund.
That was a draw. Dortmund look like they are recovering a little bit. So, another exciting fixture.
But Lille has been very good in the Champions League. This is especially at home. They beat Real Madrid, beat big clubs.
Yeah.
So I don't know the Dortmund that will come out on that day, to be honest with you. And I don't know if they rested players over the weekend because of this fixture. But I look at the Lille win or draw.
I think I'll go with you. Same.
Then Arsenal versus PSV Eindhoven. That match, Arsenal might likely just want... They do have the players they want to rest.
Well, we have been introduced to Miles Lewis Kelly, MLS.
Yeah.
We now know Waneri. Unfortunately, they are now the first team players. Yeah. So we don't know which academy boys are going to come out, but it's very likely that Arsenal are going to give a run out to some of the players that have not played much.
Yeah, and
in defense, in central defense.
It will be like a controlled performance.
And,
because they have a match over
with
Chelsea.
Chelsea.
So
And
they might want to put all their frustrations on
yes,
Chelsea that
so
day.
it's likely that they might rotate a bit, but that fixture is done and dusted. It's settled.
Aston Villa Club Brugge, first leg ended
Wow, 3-1. It
3-1.
was an amazing performance by Aston Villa. You know, we were expecting a lot more from Club Brugge, but come on. I think that's another fixture that you can say it is finished.
Win or draw for Aston Villa.
So, Atletico Madrid Real, that was... It was as cracking as was promised. So it was an amazing one. Like we said, you know, you can not write Real Madrid off in the Champions League, and they delivered on that. So I don't know. What do you think? Do you feel like Atletico can come back from this?
The biggest fear I have for Atletico is they will have to come out and play. Now, coming out and play and not leaving gaps is
that
my
can be
biggest
exploited
fear. Because they have an Alvarez that can
do anything in
they
attack.
have a Griezmann that can, and what's the other Chelsea guy that was brought? Gallagher is something else. You know, the man has players.
Yeah,
his bench is
and you're not
awesome.
talking of Barrios, you're not talking of Rodrigo De Paul, you're not talking of the little the Cholo's son himself, Simeone. So he has options, but like we said, you know, Madrid are the kings of the Champions League, and they have a slender lead.
If there's any team that can puncture Madrid, is Atletico.
It's Atletico. So like we said,
I look at an Atletico win or draw. They might likely go into extra time.
Yeah, I'm looking at a 1-0 Atletico win, and then
they go into extra time. Anything happens. It's not left to them.
Yeah.
Then let's go to the Thursday night football. The Thursday night boys.
That's for boys.
Well, we have to take selected fixtures because of our time.
Yeah.
Atletico Bilbao versus AS Roma. First leg was 1-1.
It was 2-1. Roma won Bilbao. Roma took a victory over Bilbao.
It's 1-1 from the first leg.
1-1.
Yes.
Oh.
So there's a lot to play for. Ajax is playing Eintracht Frankfurt. Frankfurt won the first leg, so it's as good as Frankfurt win or draw can take them through.
Okay.
Then Lazio versus Victoria Peskin. Lazio won the first leg 2-1. We know what will happen in Rome. Then Manchester United versus Real Sociedad. Now, this match is both teams. It's a 1-1 draw, so it's as good as the match is starting.
It's still open.
It's still very open.
It's still open.
Because the away goals rules doesn't count any longer. So it's as good as the match is starting at 0-0.
Yeah.
So Man U has everything going for them if they can take their chances.
Yeah, they played really well. Unfortunately, they couldn't convert their chances when they had them. Although they were also helped by Sociedad not converting their own chances too. So it's going to be an open game. And Man U has a chance to progress.
I look at the Man U win or draw.
Yeah.
Then
Hopefully.
One match everybody's looking out for is Rangers versus Fenerbahce. They went to Turkey to beat Fenerbahce 3-1.
3-1.
I don't know if Fenerbahce are going to play on that day, but they will have to roll up their socks and play
run
the way
themselves
they've never
aground.
played before.
Yeah.
Then Tottenham Hotspur has a deficit of 1 goal. I fancy them winning. So
at home you should back them to get the job done. So
then for Conference League, there's only one team we talk about, or two teams. Chelsea FC Copenhagen, they won the first leg 2-1. So we know that Chelsea will finish job at Stamford Bridge. Then Fiorentina has a deficit 3-2 to Panathinaikos.
3-2, yeah.
I know they're going to win that match. There's nothing you can tell me about that. Then Real Betis 2-2 for the first leg. They will have to play the game of their life.
So
to go through.
Hopefully we see the quarterfinal stage is taking shape. Yeah. It's going to be exciting. We ask that if you're investing, invest wisely.
It's obvious that the draws might likely take place this Friday.
Yes.
The draws are already been taken.
They have already been made.
Every team knows
structured.
They know
you might play this when you qualify from this arm of the...
Then for the Premiership, Everton plays West Ham at home. I know that Everton are climbing the table gradually. Moyes has come in and done a very fantastic job, trust me.
Yeah.
So I look at an Everton win or draw. What about you?
Yeah, I would go with same. Everton win or draw.
Ipswich Town versus Nottingham Forest?
Nottingham Forest win.
Well, Nottingham Forest win or draw for me.
All right.
Man City, Brighton?
Both teams to score for me.
I look at the City win here.
Okay.
Let me just go. Then let's go to the Premier Liga. Villarreal versus Real Madrid?
Real Madrid win or draw.
You're sure?
Yeah.
Then the two teams that are very disappointing this season, Leipzig and Dortmund, are playing each other.
I'll back Dortmund. Dortmund win or draw.
Dortmund are away.
Yes, Dortmund win or draw.
Then Italy has one tough match. AC Milan Como. Como that we thought we were going to win over the weekend drew.
Yeah, they drew. So, but that happens. You can't always have your way all the time. AC Milan versus Como. I could go out on a limb and say that's a fixture you say is a draw, but I would say an AC Milan
Because
win or draw.
the way we've been hailing Cesc Fabregas.
Yeah, no, we might have been hailing him. It does not mean that he won't get beaten. There will be setbacks. He's managing a small team on a small budget. Right?
Then on Sunday, Arsenal will take on Chelsea.
Arsenal versus Chelsea. At one point or the other in the past decade, this would have been a season-defining fixture, a title race influencing fixture. But unfortunately, Arsenal have already.
It's a top 4 fixture, right?
It's a top 4 fixture.
We call it the survivor fixture because everybody needs that money. Right now.
Everybody needs it. But unfortunately, like I was about to get to, we are no longer determining the title, but the top 4, which is in itself a title for a certain club in London. Bring out the violence. They are not the only ones rubbing down on the derby, though. There's Atletico Madrid versus Barcelona, top of the table clash in Spain. For Arsenal versus Chelsea, I think Chelsea, unfortunately, have a talisman that is out of form. I have a striker that is not available. So I think they are in the same position as Arsenal right now, with unavailability in attack. But it's going to be an exciting game. I go with an Arsenal win or draw.
Same here. Then Fulham Spurs.
I see a Tottenham win or draw for me.
I see a Fulham win or draw.
Okay. Manchester United.
Yeah, really, I look at a Leicester win or draw in this match.
Wow. Well, I would go with a Man U win or draw.
Atletico
Madrid-Barcelona. Man, I think I'll back Barcelona to win. A straight win for that matter, not just a win or draw, a straight win.
Then in Italy, we have 2 key fixtures. AS Roma Cagliari.
Yeah. Atlanta Inter. There's also Fiorentina Juventus. So a lot of exciting games in Italy, which will be exciting to watch. Atlanta and Inter are second and third on the log, or third and second on the log. So it's going to be an interesting game.
No, first and third.
Okay, yeah, first and third. Napoli is in second. So it's going to be an interesting game. But the way the gap is structured is something that can be closed. So it can be closed easily. Interesting fixture. I'll go with both sides to score, just on the safe side. Then for Juventus Fiorentina, I'll be backing Juventus to get the result.
I hope so too.
All right. We almost overlooked the EFL Cup final. Liverpool and Newcastle are going to be battling it out for the first trophy on offer in the English football for the season. So that's another fixture to look forward to. 2 teams with exciting attackers right now. Sabubu, what do you think?
I don't know the mental state Liverpool will be in that match.
Post their Champions League exertions?
Because that match will drain them, trust me.
Indeed.
It will drain them. And Newcastle will be well rested. But it is Liverpool.
So you're backing Liverpool?
Well, if they don't win the match in 90 minutes, I back Liverpool to win the cup.
Okay, so I kind of feel like Newcastle are going to peep this one. Like you said, Liverpool will be, mentally and physically drained from their PSG game, because it's going to really take everything in them to be able to survive that fixture. But above that, I kind of feel like Newcastle have a point to prove. They kind of feel like Liverpool have everything going for them, Champions League. So let's just take this one.
And the good thing for Liverpool is their match is on Tuesday. And the EFL Cup is on Sunday in the evening.
Yeah.
So they'll be well rested. They're not traveling out of England. They're playing the match at Anfield.
Yeah.
So,
is it at Anfield or Wembley?
No, I'm talking about the match with
with PSG, yes.
So they're in England. So that hassle of traveling from one point is not there.
It's cut out.
Liverpool, like, they are the Real Madrid of England. When they smell a trophy, It's difficult.
Well, you might say they won with schoolboys, but Newcastle is not Chelsea, and they are going to provide a very stern test for them.
They would, to be honest with you. And they have a determined player that wants to live on a high in a Mohamed Salah. So we should expect the best and the worst from them.
Indeed. So it's a week and a weekend to look forward to. And of course, as football has come to teach us, unpredictability is the only thing you can predict about the game, and we look forward to all the surprises that the games are going to bring in the Champions League. If you're an investor, we advise you invest wisely, invest safely, but above all, enjoy the game with fair play. With an open mind. No go kill yourself, because football sometimes will show you shaggy, and that's what it is.
Well, after this week, the clubs and everybody go on the international break. But we are Oba. No leave, no transfer.
Yeah.
We'll be here to give you updates on the weekend that will come and international matches. We'll talk about our dear Super Eagles, the call-ups that our new coach.
We'll see what the coach Eric Shell will spring up. Who is going to call into camp.
And I'm happy for Sadiq Umar's form.
Yeah.
Then this senior man scored for Sevilla. Finally, he did something that the whole Spain acknowledged.
Yeah.
Because his name was...
Yeah. It
was a match that nobody expected Sevilla to win.
So I think our players are in good form all across and in different leagues. Osimhen also was among the goals. Iwobi was among the assists.
He has done 22 goals this season now.
So Iwobi was among the assists. And generally, Nigerian players are doing very well. So the international break will be something exciting to look forward to. We just hope we can get to the World Cup.
As it is now, we don't have a problem with players. It is now... We used to have a problem with players in the past, but we have more than
enough.
We had a problem with coach. Now they said it's an elite coach. Well, because this man wants to make a name for himself.
Yeah.
He has the tools. He didn't have it in Mali.
Yeah.
Now he has
the platform
to do whatever he wants to. He's one of the few coaches that has been given a free hand to do what he wants to do. We hope for the best. We want him to succeed.
Indeed.
I hope he has learned the national anthem, Shao.
Have the players even learned the national anthem?
They will be humming
So
as it
we'll go and learn that national anthem.
As it is, we thank you for the feedbacks we get, the subscription, the viewership, the followership. Keep it going.
Yeah.
Really appreciate.
Until we come back next week, please take care of yourself and enjoy the game.
Bye.
Bye.